What's good, everyone? Welcome back for another session. I think with the release of the two new EZAs, I'm pretty sure you guys have figured I would be releasing this video since I do love doing the, Kaioken Mechanics showcases. For those that are new, the Kaioken Mechanics showcases are typically just exploitation of a unit's ability to continuously stack either attack or defense, or in some cases like these guys, both. Within the 99 turn limit, you can continuously stack it up, and based on the amount of turns, you will see some crazy, ridiculous numbers. So that's pretty much the format with that. So again, we'll be covering the Tech Kaioken Goku and the physical type Vegeta unit that just got released on the JP side. And we'll talk about the units, stats and whatnot here in a second, but I did throw in a pop quiz last time. The question was, how many stones or free-to-play stones can you get from the rank up rewards? It looks like Super Saiyan Kenshin got the right answer first with 255 total Dragon Stones. I think, if I remember correctly, it was up to like 500 stone or rank 500 where you're actually able to get the reward. So shout out to you for that one. And for this one, I think I'll throw in kind of a similar, simple question. How many free-to-play stones can you get from the Hercule Punching Bag event? This, includes both missions and also the clearing of stages. So, the first one to comment, I'll definitely shout you out in the next video. Okay, so very briefly, let's talk about each of the unit stats. I'll start with the Kaioken Goku unit with the EZA. I mean, improvements to the leader skill category by 10% roughly for Goku's family, and then also the tech type secondary lead as well. Greatly raise attack for the super attack, along with the ability to raise defense and also cause supreme damage. So again, given the fact that it's a combination of greatly raised attack and also raises defense, this is why it's kind of a prime time opportunity to really test this guy's Kaioken mechanic. Really, I mean, it's literally in the name, so why not? You know what I mean? So in terms of like the passive skill, very briefly, Ki +1 at the start of each turn, and defense increases 70% when there's a Vegeta's family category enemy, and then attack and defense will increase by 100%. When performing a super attack, Ki +7, and attack increases 70% when HP is 70% or less. And then chance of performing a critical hit +7% per tech Ki sphere obtained up to a max of 30%. In terms of like stats and whatnot, other numbers and data, I'm not really going to cover. I just want to highlight each of these units. So with that being said, let's transition over to the physical type Vegeta unit. So again, similar to the Goku, a 10% increase towards stats with the leader skill for Vegeta's family, and also secondary lead for physical types. And then for the super attack, also greatly raises attack and raises defense, along with causing supreme damage to enemy. So pretty much this guy is like an exact opposite almost to the Goku unit in terms of like the skill sets built in, especially with the passes. So if we cover the passes, Ki +1 at the start of each turn, attack increases 70% when there's a Goku's family category enemy, and then attack and defense increase 100% when performing a super attack. Ki +7, and defense increases 70% when HP is 70% or less, and then chance of performing a critical hit +7% per physical type Ki sphere obtained up to, again, a maximum of 30%. A couple of things I do want to point out. Again, just covering the details in each of their stats, you will know that we are not facing any sort of Goku's family or Vegeta's family category, so unfortunately these units aren't going to be activating those sets in the passive skill. Along with that, the team build itself is actually on a pure Saiyans category, right? Essentially, I did that because I wanted to include both of them, especially on the same rotation, just to make things a little bit more efficient. Now, with that being said, these two units aren't necessarily the greatest like linking partners per se. I mean, they have very differentiated link skill setups. So, of course, I could have thrown them in off rotations and paired them up with better units, but I really wanted to be consistent in terms of just having both of them on the same rotation. So to kind of offset that a little bit, I did include a couple of support units as floaters, really just to provide that extra boost toward attack and defense, or attack or defense, whichever the case is. Like Paragus and Broly do provide 40% toward, I think, attack and defense for pure Saiyan units, so of course they're benefiting from that. But again, this ultimately comes down to, a lot of times, the RNG factor of being able to get those additionals. Now, as you saw, I think my setup for Goku is 15-11 distribution for additional attack and crits, and then for Vegeta it's 14-12 distribution. So again, a little bit heavier focus toward additional attack because I did want to, take advantage of the ability to greatly raise attack and also raise defense, especially for longer battle settings. Now, I'm not 100% finished with the Link skill level grind. It kind of depends, right? I think Goku's a little bit further ahead with a lot of level 9 Link skills. I think Vegeta's kind of hovering around, level 7 or 8. But, honestly, beginning at level 5, I mean, you are going to be seeing a decent enough improvement just from the Link skill setups in terms of the attack or defense boost or key boost or whatever the case is. So I figured at this point it would be okay to go ahead and show these units off in terms of their Kaioken mechanic ability. So again, Turles, Paragus, and Broly. Unfortunately, I had to include again the transforming Vegeta as leads because that's the best Pure Saiyan's lead at this point. I'm really hoping within the near future we'll see like 170% attack boost toward Pure Saiyan's category lead. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's always been lagging, and honestly, team building is pretty phenomenal within the Pure Saiyan's category. So we just essentially we really just need the right lead for it, and they're probably aware of how good that category would be with the 170% leads, across the board or whatever. So it's probably why they haven't done it yet, but. Again, if they did, these types of showcases will be a little bit different because you are maximizing the, attack boost from the leader skill as well as defense. So the numbers in terms of overall output will definitely be higher. I think at this point we're on turn 53, so about a little over 50% of the turn limit, and 99 turns is still a long way to go. So if you're impressed with the numbers at this point, wait until you get toward, the 80s and 90s. That's when, the numbers start getting a little bit ridiculous. Of course, it's outside the realms of reality because no event will last 99 turns unless you, force it to with some of the enemies like the Zamasu unit here and the Broly unit on the Super Saiyan 3 Broly's Dokkan event. So there's a couple of areas where you can kind of test that out where essentially the enemies have a vast amount of HP or have the ability to recover HP or defense is extremely high, so those variations kind of place a good environment to be able to test these types of units out. And quite honestly, I was very excited when I first heard about these guys getting an EZA. They were already pretty good as it was, and with the EZA they only got better. So it's certainly a good thing. I do really love the card art for these two units, and you probably noticed I went ahead and assigned the stickers to them. I'm really glad they did introduce the stickers for these guys too, because I think previously it was missing, and I really wanted to apply the sticker effect on it. It's a little bit low-key, I guess, for lack of better words. I was hoping there'd be more, visual pop, so to speak, in the card, but it's okay. Like it's not bad, and it's more or less aesthetics anyway. It doesn't really impact the card itself. So all right, well, back to the units, right? I think we're on turn 69 at this point, and I do have to say I am very happy that Dokkan implemented the turn counter because it makes editing a lot easier for me when it comes to these types of Kaioken mechanic showcases, because previously I would have to place in the turn count and whatnot, so that kind of saves a lot of the editing portion of it. But again, at turn 70, yeah, you can already see 10.3 million in a normal attack, versus super attack at a similar level. So it really does kind of signify the increase toward attack stats. And I kind of show the stats here and there where you're able to see the attack and defensive stats for each unit. Again, ultimately it depends on if you're able to get that HP below 70%. If not, you're not fully maximizing the passive skill sets. But for the most part, it wasn't too difficult. Yeah, I had a type disadvantage unit in the off rotation, but didn't really take a whole lot of damage, and it was not too bad to mitigate. So there are a couple things you do have to worry about when you're running through this, because 99 turns does take roughly, I would say, an hour and a half to 2 hours maybe. and just going through the very end and just kind of losing it just because of a stupid mistake or decision. It's a little bit heartbreaking in a way, but luckily I've done this long enough to where I'm kind of accustomed to the format and I kind of know what to expect, so it's not too terrible. All right, where are we at? All right, so we're at turn 89, 10 turns less than 99 turn limit, but unfortunately, Zamas's HP was pretty low, and these additionals started kicking in, and I was like, damn it, I need Zamas to recover HP so I can extend it another 10 turns, and then you see the crit activate, and then Vegeta's coming in. Vegeta, he don't give no fucks. He's gonna kill the guy. So that's pretty much what happened. Like 4 super attacks in a row from units that stack attack and defense. It was quite ridiculous. So 12 million against Rose. So we'll go ahead and close out with the very last battle of this event itself. I had brought in a bunch of attack boosting items, as well as some of the orb changing plus attack increasing items like the Dabra cookie and the Russian roulette takoyaki. So we're just going to go ahead and use it all toward Goku's attack here. I'm going to use the Dabra cookie just in case they'll convert most of the orbs to the physical type, and then we'll convert it over to the tech types. It'll give you a clean field of orbs to collect, so we can maximize the attack that way. Now I am taking advantage of the critical hit chance increasing for every relevant type key obtained. I didn't really take advantage of that throughout the build up to this point because I didn't want to build the Dokkan meter up too quickly. By collecting the same type key, it will raise your Dokkan meter a lot quicker. So because of that, I did avoid that, and for those wondering in the beginning, that's essentially why I wasn't collecting tech or physical key types on those units. But anyways, this is the 100% potential Kaioken mechanic test for Goku and Vegeta. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.